Monday, July 16th Festival of Chimes and Lights Committee meeting. We're going to get started with the tree decorating contest update. And we're looking at Public Works.
Well, I went to a few places. Alpine seems to be our best bet as far as availability and convenience, because they're just right there off Lake Florida. And they got all kinds of trees. They average around $8 a foot. Depending on what type of tree, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be like a fir, not a noble or anything like that, because they go up in price.
Right.
And if we want 40 trees, all I got to do is call them and tell them, hey, we want 40 trees, and they'll have them already cut for us.
Wow.
Nice.
And as far as, I made my notes on my other paper I left in my truck. I'll try to, the height from the top of the planter to the bottom of the marquee is 8 foot,
Okay.
except on the other end, I think we lose a foot because somehow it raises up there.
It's our
It's
typical
short-
pump.
Yeah,
shorter,
yeah, it
yeah.
does. And so, you talked about a 5-foot tree, 5 to 6 foot tree, so that would be perfect for either, anywhere.
Okay.
So that'd run about $40 at $8 a foot.
Yeah.
So, by the time we pay tax and everything, which I assume we have to, we would be selling the tree for about $50. Does that seem about right?
Depending, I know
On
you
how
talked about
tall.
6 foot, yeah, depending on how tall
Oh.
and where we buy it, because there's one farm that it's $8.50 a foot. But I don't know if we have to get, do we have to get bids? Or can we just pick a
because
place?
it's low enough that we don't
Okay.
have to.
I would almost recommend then
The
Alpine. Yeah.
Alpine at $8 a foot, and what we're looking for probably is a 5-foot tree.
Okay.
So, I think
I
that.
put,
Mhm.
That's good.
And what I'm thinking then for this, sponsorship costs is probably we'll figure out we can't lose on it. So, 45 to 50.
okay.
Do you think we should just say, how would you feel about $50?
I think that's good.
I do too.
Well, here, I took a picture of the price.
Oh, yeah.
Price list. And if you wanted a Doug fir, according to what I'm reading here, a 5 to 6 foot tree is only $32. So
Nice.
it
But we
varies in
have to have that
price.
extra foot to go down in the planter.
Right, we do.
So,
So a 6 footer.
a
32.
minimum
And so
of
it's
6
less,
feet.
it's less than,
So they
Yeah,
count the trunk
$32.
then
Mhm.
as part of
they'll
that.
count the trunk, yes. So I would,
Yeah, I think we should just say $50 is what we're
Okay.
charging. And let's reserve whatever we can get for that amount of money, including tax and having everything covered. So if we figure backwards so that we're not losing any money, the city's not losing any money, let's get the best tree we can for that amount. And we want at least, I would say, a 5-foot tree with the additional trunk needed to plant in the planter. So that's really like a 6 to 7 foot tree. Does that seem right, Bill?
if you wanted just to say a 6 foot tree, and
Yeah.
then you get a foot trunk to
Yeah.
bury,
And you think that's
I
enough?
think that would be plenty.
Are you gonna wire it or?
Yeah, we'll anchor them down
Okay,
somehow, I
okay.
guess.
Mhm. Okay, 6-foot trees.
And
That's what we'll order.
according to their price list, a noble tree, a 5 to 6 foot tree is $50. But I don't know if you want a noble. They're not as full, I don't think. They're nice trees, but
They're
they're not as
beautiful
full.
trees.
Mm-hmm. They're nice.
Hold up so well.
But do we want like a more full looking one?
To decorate, is it easier?
They all look
The
full up pretty
noble's
well
more
except the outside.
sparse in branches,
Yeah.
but the Douglas has smaller
Yeah,
needles.
The Doug fir, the same height, is only $38.
Yeah.
See, I like a full tree to decorate, but That's just me.
I'm looking at a cost factor more than anything for different organizations because they're gonna be investing in
That's
whatever
right.
they put on
Right.
a tree. And if you're looking at paying $50 just for the tree, what kind of budgets do those clubs
Mhm.
have in order to do that?
Good point.
Well, I think 50, we knew that we pay at least 35 to 40 from the
Right.
get-go.
Right.
So if we just say $50 for the tree and then whatever the decorations cost, we were always assuming it would be around 100,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
you know? And maybe a couple of organizations, if that's a lot, could team up together too. Or they could choose not to put quite so much into the decorations and make things or whatever. But you know what, I think that's a good price.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Could you do a combination? Half Noble, half Douglas? Or do you want them all the same?
At the buyer's discretion, they say, I want a Noble instead of.
I think that's
No,
too
that's not
much
too
fuss,
good.
you know? I think we should just go with one, whatever we can afford, the best quality tree, and what we want it to do is last. You know, that's one thing about Noble. Man, those things do last, but the Douglas should be
They
pretty
all
close.
last outside
Well,
though.
they-
yeah,
I
they-
mean,
Yeah,
That's
They're
what we
outside,
get.
so-
We get the grand fir for,
yeah.
most of the
better
time it's a
fir.
grand fir, but a couple times it hasn't been and it still lasted. So.
okay, well, so probably the Douglas is what we can afford.
Okay.
A 6-foot Douglas, and we'll figure out how many we need then. We were saying probably at least 35, and they didn't have any problems with that number, huh?
No.
Good. They're a huge tree farm.
Yeah, they are huge and they have
Yeah.
acres and
Yeah.
acres and acres.
They're the ones that have cider and hot chocolate and a little cabin in
Mhm.
the middle, don't they?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's do whatever we have to do then to reserve those, if we have to put a down payment down or something. I understand that the city doesn't mind putting some of the money down now, and as long as it's reimbursed, and that's how it's gonna be working. So we have some funds that we can kind of work against and then add to.
And the other tree farm, I didn't visit it, but I talked to the people on the phone and they're the same way.
Okay.
And
The fact that they'll cut them is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we pick them up then with our trucks?
we could pick them up, yes.
That's
and
a lot
we-
of trees. Couple of runs at least, huh?
I would say so just to be safe,
Yeah.
you know, better not safe, but make sure
Right.
none of them
And road.
Then there wouldn't be as much damage too.
Right.
But our streets will look pretty.
Oh,
It
it's
looks
gonna
really
be
good.
so nice. Oh,
Good
it's gonna be
idea.
fun.
Who's gonna bury them? Like, who's doing that in the pots?
The city.
You will?
Public Works.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and at the end, Public Works will take care of recycling the trees.
Nice.
So all of those will be
That's great.
recycled. Yes.
And somebody said we could throw them in Kathleen's yard.
Yeah, someone said that, but I don't know who that was.
Good thing I came to this meeting.
We'll have a big party and a big bonfire.
It's kind of been a while since you've been
Yeah,
here.
it
I know
is.
there's a problem with that.
You have volunteered for a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay. Now, what we'll need to do is identify the planters that can be used for this and which ones will have power, that we can add power to.
Okay. nice.
So, is,
Oh, by the way, the power, before I forget that, because I also wrote it on my other
on
tab.
that, we'll let
There's
you go down.
5 outlets on each block.
Okay, 5 outlets.
The
in.
problem is on the north side
Mhm.
of the block of the street, we're not sure whose power that is.
Right.
So that's been the whole case the whole time is we knew the power was available there. We assumed it wasn't ours.
Now,
Right.
even though the icicle lights will be in power,
Mhm. The icicle lights take up all of the outlets.
You can actually
use more.
piggyback those.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not a lot of draw.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay, so if there's 5 outlets on each block, then that means that all of these trees can be powered? Or for the most part, all of them, most of them can be?
Yes. I would yes.
Okay, so
Because
this,
they can be piggybacked
Yeah.
also.
this week, is it possible to go down and make an actual drawing? A
Okay.
little drawing, I can even go
Sure.
with you, and say which planters for sure could have power?
Okay.
And we'll figure that out,
Sure.
and then the city will probably need to get some cords, perhaps, or some of that, And can we figure out maybe what that would run?
Yes.
Okay, and so if we have a little extra money coming in, say from the trees, that might be able to cover the cost of some of those
Mhm.
extra plugs and cords.
Yeah.
So the Douglas fir sounds better all the time, doesn't it?
It's better to have a
Yeah.
little extra, I
Extra
think, than
is good.
cutting it right at
Yeah.
$50 each.
Yeah, I
Really.
know, we'll make sure that's covered. Okay, so then as soon as we have that template, we can start selling the sponsorship of these trees, which I'm hoping we can start doing as early as next week. And do we need then a special form, Janine, for
Oh.
people to, or something online?
We're gonna create something, yeah, we're gonna do that this week for either an application process or just a submittal application that they wanna go ahead and
Can they
purchase a
do
tree.
this online?
I can create one, yep.
Yes. Okay, that will be perfect.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
creating one online so that we can start then actually selling these. And we'll say then the beginning of next week, so they'll be available for sponsorships starting on Monday. Does that feel okay to everybody? Not too
There's your
soon?
first one.
Oh, well, thank you. You're ready.
You know,
I just have to get you the check, but I'll approve it tonight at the board meeting.
So I did have a question on the application process. Did you want the money submitted with the application?
Yes.
So I don't know if our website is set up to do that. We can do like an online form, kind of like what we have for utility billing. They just submit it online, but I don't know if we have a payment portion we could attach.
I see.
I can double check them and get back to you, but I just don't know if we're able to do that.
Could it come in through a utility payment, or is that is combining too many different
That's
things?
it's
It's a
its own separate.
Segregated
Yeah.
fund. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So,
Does the city have a PayPal account?
No.
Okay.
okay, so what's the best way of doing that? People sending it in?
If we're wanting to do payment with the application, it's almost best that they come in and drop it off or mail it. That way we get the application with the payment all at once. Because if we get it online, it's more of a reservation.
Jim Worthy.
So that might be the best. But like I
Grab
said,
one
I
from
will
Janine.
look into the payment portion
Not
of
mine,
it.
not mine, grab one from Janine.
Oh,
Okay.
I need
Well,
it.
anyway, you know you have yours. I'll bring it in with the check.
sounds good. And I'll
That way I have it
create
for tonight's meeting.
Okay, and who are you right now that you're?
Fathoms.
Okay, Fathoms, okay.
So will you be able
Yes.
to come to the Pops?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's
Oh,
got
good.
room for her. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I didn't ask you if you come to
Oh, yeah,
Pops
of course.
meeting and
Yeah,
And
there's
that
always
is-
room.
What time is that?
Thursday.
8?
Thursday, 8 o'clock, yeah.
Thursday 8, okay. Yes, so what we can do then, Janine, we'll just need, just final check on this. We'll need a
Sounds
whole
good.
bunch of these to start
Yep.
handing out. I think that we're gonna get a lot of these.
Well, I have 3 already
And I've
got
got quite a few
so
too lined up.
I think so too.
So, part of our promise then was that we would get these names out in front of
Yeah.
of everyone.
Yeah.
So Janine, we'll talk about taking part of our advertising budget to actually promote this
Okay.
and maybe do just a little bit less on the other side with some of those ads, because this is actually going to be, I think, a big draw in getting people
Definitely.
involved.
Sure.
It's fun.
And what we'll want to do is make good on our promise that whatever groups end up sponsoring this, we want to get those names out there. So we maybe can set up something with the Port Orchard Independent that we can have maybe every other week or so, some kind of little thing, information update on what we have
Okay.
left until we sell out,
Okay.
kind of thing.
And we're still sticking with Thanksgiving weekend to start the decorating?
Yes, that
That's what
seemed
we
right.
thought about.
We
'Cause
said,
that's what we talked about.
yeah,
at
we
the
said
last
that
meeting.
setup would take place, and let's confirm that that was going to be a minimum of, let's see, do we have our minutes here?
And
Sharon,
then
what time-
decorate after New Year's.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna keep them.
5 to 9, no, November 5th is the
Yes, we
day.
said set up November 5th through 9th.
Oh,
Does that sound good?
that's way before Thanksgiving.
That's way
Yeah,
before
That's
Thanksgiving.
good, because.
Yeah, that's set up of the
Shop
trees.
Small Saturday.
That's to set
is-
up a tree.
When is that?
That's Saturday after Thanksgiving, so it'd be nice to have them set up before that.
Oh, they will be.
Okay.
They will be.
And
because
decorated.
We're really close to, December 1st is really close this year.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
So, okay,
So decorated by
Yeah.
what day?
November 12th through 16th is the setup of the big tree, the setup of the little trees, and we gave you that week, Public Works, the 5th through the 9th is the actual setup. So then we can actually have the decorating start. So let's get this all mapped out right now then.
She waved at you. Well, I waved back.
He's my wife.
Well,
She's
tell
in
her.
court all the time.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like the 12th through the 20th is what we were saying.
11, 12.
November
Right.
12th through the 20th is for decorating.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
That's a good window.
Yes, it is.
Then everything is decorated before Thanksgiving, which is on the 22nd. And the 24th then is when you have a small business. And then just 1 week later, Chimes and Lights.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then we have this all set up the whole month of December.
So fun.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Which will be really good, I think, for shopping. So there we have it.
So question, when people submit their applications with their payments, how do we determine which planter they're gonna be using for their tree?
I think probably what would be really nice, and to get people to commit early, is for the first come, first served to be able to choose. Which is
Okay.
if we go down and just do a little template and get those 40,
Then you
50
just mark.
trees,
Mhm.
You just kind of
then
say, I
you
want
get to
this.
Oh, that's
choose
good.
where it's
Okay.
going to
When you
be.
bring your money in.
And as we
Yeah.
print out our little ad, it's what trees are left, kind of thing. I think we could come up with something like that.
Perfect.
So people will have an incentive to commit early, especially if they have a special place they already want to have it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we will have the judging take place then, if they're doing the setup or the decorating of the 12th through the 20th. The judging will take place, given that Santa can do this. What do you think? The 21st?
That would be nice because then the winner will be done for
Have a
Shop Small
little
Saturday.
something,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
Then we can have all those
Little
notices
ribbon
up
or something.
Yeah,
to
with
say.
all of the awards
Yeah,
for
that's
that
so cool.
weekend.
Perfect.
Okay, the 21st
Okay.
is when the judging will take place.
And just to verify, this is November?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Just to make sure.
So Santa will be downtown on the 21st. He probably won't be in his full garb, but he'll be in something promising of Santa. And then he can do the judging. We can have a couple of categories. And as these trees kind of emerge, we can kind of think of
Yeah.
categories, don't you think?
Mhm.
Maybe 3 different ones or something like that. I know I've heard quite a few people who are interested. I think these are going to go faster
Oh,
than
yeah.
we know.
Yeah.
Oh, fun!
So exciting.
Yeah, I'm loving
Something
it.
different.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, right? Something different. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. So, can I just get with you and figure out then when we could work on some kind of little thing?
Sure.
So that we can have that with our, handing out the flyers or have it on the back or something, Janine?
Okay. Yep.
So, and the first that we'll need those would be Thursday. So I know we're kind of cutting it short here, but if we could do that tomorrow maybe? What's your window look like tomorrow? Pretty good?
Nothing I can't change.
Okay. All right. I'll figure out a time before we leave. How, are you staying through the whole meeting?
I was hoping not to, but I
Okay.
have to.
You don't have to.
Okay.
Okay.
I can give you my work number,
Yes.
telephone, 360-535-2492.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll work on a template.
Sure.
Okay, great. Okay, and you can scoot.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the water.
All right.
The pay is small.
Oh, okay. Don't volunteer me, Brent.
Okay, so, Janine, if you could work on getting the budget for how much we have for advertising
Okay.
and what we could cut, we'll have to look at what we could cut in order to be able to afford promoting the tree
Okay.
decorating, okay? I don't think we'll want to cut the brochure, but we do a couple of different ads.
Mhm.
And somewhere along the line, one of those could probably go away. And then what we'll do is work with the POI to put these in instead and have them break it down, how much we could get for that amount
Okay.
of money.
Is there any room in the brochure to mention the tree contest?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Because that goes out early. The brochure goes
Yes,
out early.
it'll be
But
out
this is-
earlier this year too, and we have a flyer. Well, we'll be able to mention the tree contest and everything we do,
Okay.
including the utility billing. They have to be extraordinarily early this year because
Yeah.
of that first date. So we're sending those out as early as late August, I think, September. We have two billing cycles.
Yeah, there's 2 billings, yeah.
Mhm.
Because they're gonna wanna go out in October and then the November billing cycles, because it's at the beginning of the month. So I think they needed it in, was it September?
It was pretty early.
Yeah.
Maybe even the end of August. So we'll work on that too. Can you
Yep.
make a great big star and note that that's something
The
we should take
utility
care of?
billing.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Well, I know in the utility billing, it's like a statement on their invoice, but I think it's more of a, I don't know if it's a link or just the Chimes and Lights event is coming up, but
No,
I
we
don't
put
know
a
what
take
they
one
do.
in. It's a take
Oh,
one.
the
It's a
the
little
thirds.
flyer thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
So what we need to do is get that to our billing suppliers, graphics people. And I have the art for it. So
Mhm.
we just need to update that to include this other, but we need our
Perfect,
deadline.
okay.
And last
Yep.
year, they gave us a deadline and wasn't right.
Okay.
We've got to double check.
Well,
on
I
that.
know they gave me a deadline, and I provided it to the committee maybe 2 meetings ago, but I
Okay.
can get it again because I can't remember what the
Yeah, I'll have to double check
specifics
too.
are. Yep.
Okay.
And Kids Up Bank has a real nice flyer that tells a lot of things coming out. You know, Kids Up.
Oh, they
that we
always,
get.
they always advertise for us.
Yeah, so they'll put that in our statement,
Yeah,
I'm
actually,
sure.
you know
You
what?
just have to get it to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they automatically do everything for Chimes and Lights about a
Mhm.
month and a half to 2 months ahead.
So, but the trees.
But the
they might-
decorating, right, as soon as I approach them about their tree.
That's true.
Or how many
And-
would you like this year?
Yeah.
You're 110?
It's our anniversary tree.
Oh, yes.
Or would you like all the trees in
Yeah.
front of your place? I mean, that makes sense to me. Okay, yes, so then we can get it in earlier.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, this is really neat. Okay, so, and it looks like then we're agreeing that what will happen is the flyer will be available online, but they have to either come in or mail in their application with their payment.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
$50 will cover it.
And I can post it on Facebook. We have a distribution list. Yeah, I can get it out everywhere that we do our public notices.
And
Get it out
basically,
there.
money in hand gives you the right to choose your location. Okay. And when you're opening the mail and you have all of these checks in there, we'll just have to.
I know.
So much money.
Hey, by the way, I'm giving you my check right now.
We're all
Central
happy. Right up your plate.
I want that pot right out in front of my store.
I have to say that anybody who's taken the time to come to these committee meetings should probably have priority.
I totally agree on that.
So they do get to have their first picks. Yeah, that
Thank
makes
you.
sense to me.
That's very nice.
And,
Thank
you know, the sponsors of this event,
Mhm.
all of those, it
Yeah.
makes sense for
Yeah.
them to
Yeah.
choose.
Sure.
Okay, so canopy tent, we wanted to get some clarification on that because we got a word from Sheila Jingle Bell.
Yeah, so we got an email just questioning the minutes from the last council meeting. So I talked to Brandy because I did not attend that one. And Brandy said it was her understanding from the meeting that the tent that we use across the street at the Port of Bremerton, the one that I think we went on half with them last year, that it's no longer going to be paid half by the city. We would be purchasing a tent. The city would be purchasing a tent and it's going to be used for the choirs and other events as needed.
As
So that
needed.
was Brandy's understanding of the tent situation.
Okay, and that's a little bit not right.
Okay.
And that's what we're gonna clarify.
definitely.
What happened is, we've been making use of that tent for a number of years. Sheila gets it up, they usually don't take it down until that following Monday. And so Jingle Bell has been paying for that. Last year, I think we paid $250 towards it,
I believe so, yeah.
but you know what? People need it.
Mm-hmm.
What we saw is that people
Yeah.
gather under it. Even if Sheila weren't able to get it down, let's just say it's only fair that we help to cover that cost. So when I talked to her, I said, you know, what we need to do is make sure that we have enough money in our budget to help pay that $250. Anything we can do to make it easier for people to stay and attend. And since it's such a huge tent, and since
That's to rent it? She rents it?
she rents it.
Okay.
She rents it, and she really, technically speaking, they couldn't even get it down in time for
No.
our event, and why would they? It's a weekend, blah, blah, blah. So it will be there, and people would use it anyway, but we want to make people more comfortable. You know, how many years have we had a wonderful day for Chimes and Lights? It's almost always pouring rain.
Oh,
So
never.
those tents make such a big difference.
They use it for the hay rides, waiting area.
And that, yeah,
It's the line waits
for
under
that,
the tent.
right.
Yeah.
And then afterward, people just have.
They just hang out in there and watch the choirs and just sort of like, that's where people gather.
So we do need the $250
Okay.
to help Jingle Bell with that. And again, I just want to make sure, and what we should probably do is just double check over our budget.
Okay,
Make sure
yep.
that we're not running over in any way. And if we're starting to get a little close on something, what will determine what we can cut.
Sounds good.
Because like we're saying, I know we have at least $1,000 in place for the lights, and Bill thought that would cover what would be needed, because every year we have to replace lights. He took real good care this year. And then there's a $250 for the tent, and then the purchase of the other tent, which I had hoped we would share with the mayor's budget, the council budget perhaps.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't think Chimes and Lights should take on that whole thing, because the city as a whole really.
They'll use it for National Night Out. And
For
other
quite a few
events,
different
yeah.
events. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we don't have to pay for the whole thing on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big is the tent?
I think we're doing, wasn't this a 10 by 20?
10 by 20, I think, is what we had looked at.
And that
A
will cover
canopy
the,
tent.
the choirs, which absolutely must have protection.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they've got horns.
Mike and Debbie Smith just bought 10 by 20. And they had it at the car show on Sunday at Parade Day.
Uh-huh.
They got it online and they paid $8 for it.
8.
$8.
Well, we've seen tents as
It's a
cheap as
10 by
that.
20.
And if they have these
Oh,
aluminum,
my God.
Yeah.
really cheap little aluminum things, they can't withstand our wind.
Yeah.
So
And especially
we-
in December, we do.
And
Yeah.
we saw,
That's
it's a
true.
real difference to have it down there on a Sunday
Oh,
afternoon
yeah.
than it is with these winds and rain. And we saw that there was a huge price difference. We need something that's a little bit more on the sturdy side, because we can't have that tent coming down. And Public Works really needs to be able to get it open quickly.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been really happy with the tents that the Friends of the Library bought. And that was the printout that I gave to
Okay.
Bill. I think he
Okay,
had.
yeah, and I think
guys
he
had
had
one.
that.
Yeah.
So.
We just used those again this last weekend for the art and antique. They're just so
Perfect.
easy. Yeah.
Okay. And so
Except
I
the
can't
one you
remember what the
were
price
under.
was on that.
Yeah,
but
and
it
the
was-
That was
and
a
Josephine
nice-
I think it was a
blue
couple
one.
hundred too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a
that
nice
was
one.
250,
Yeah.
275,
Yeah.
somewhere
And
there.
full size.
Okay, so-
Yeah,
That was
nice.
great.
By our next meeting, Janine, we get all these figures in place.
Definitely. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
we'll look at budget for that
Sounds
next
good.
meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's really all we need right now. Working on getting the promotion going for the tree decorating contest and getting the dates in place, lining up the advertising so that all of the people involved in that get recognized. And that will also create incentive. I think we're gonna start out with 35 to 40 trees, but I bet we'll fill all the planters.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling, and I think it's going to be
It's
beautiful.
gonna look good.
Isn't that just cool? Yeah.
Did we get our music fixed?
We're holding our breath on that one.
Sorry.
But you know
I want to
what?
hear Old
Even
Christmas
if-
Tree come out of that.
Well, even if that doesn't work that night, we'll have something come out. We'll have, through the sound system, the chimes will play.
Oh, good.
So don't
Good.
worry.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
chimes
I
will play,
was.
whether they're
I
coming from
was
up there or
worried.
they're coming from down here.
And
It'll
just
come from
one,
somewhere.
now, with all the trees and the decorating, will we still do a window decorating
We
contest?
talked about that.
I didn't know if we would
We-
do that. What do you
The
think?
contest
Didn't
is
seem like
it's just very, it's not, I mean, the merchants decorate their windows anyway. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
And then as far as the contest goes, it's really hard to determine the winners because we get so few
I know.
ballots back. And it's hard to say, like, if I get a bunch of ballots back from a business and they're all for that business, it's like, okay. They had 250
When the
people vote
naughty
for them.
mermaid wins, you
Well-
want to say, really?
Yeah, that's because they have the ballots. I mean, it's very hard to. It's, unless it's going to be like a judged, and we have judges going around. I think that's the only way we can do it.
It seems like
I
if
would
we had
agree
the
with
coloring, the coloring's
It's hard.
great for the
coloring's
kids.
good,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's
But maybe with all the trees and the,
We've already got a contest going.
Yeah.
And I don't think we
I
need
think
to
we have
compete.
one contest.
That's
to
what
do.
I
And I
was
think this is
thinking
gonna be a
too.
really
Yeah,
fun
I
different
like it.
contest.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
just focus on the tree decorating.
yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was
And,
thinking too.
yeah,
I
just,
agree.
I think that there'll be so much traffic downtown that the merchants will wanna just do whatever they do.
Mhm.
And they
Mhm.
always do anyway. I mean, look
That's
at the
true.
displays are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous.
It's true.
I just saw that there was somebody going out of business next to this too.
It's-
Yeah,
It's
the
the front porch.
front porch
Front
general
porch.
store.
That whole lineup down there is so attractive, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
So, okay, anything else that you were wondering about or?
So I just wanted for my clarification, so I'll just update this and put in the $50.
Mhm.
And really, this should be, do you want me to do that, send it to you one more time for review? And then from there, you can let me know if you're ready for me to
And
start
what-
pushing it out there.
Then what we'll do is get the information.
Oh, the map with,
Yes,
or the
on the back.
diagram, perfect. So
So-
I'll wait for you and Bill to do
Yes.
that and then make it a 2-page or a back end.
And then
front.
basically we'll launch it at Pop Sunday on Thursday.
Okay, that's
Sound
exciting.
good?
Yay.
Okay?
Yay.
Good. And we'll just be calling them 6-foot trees with about 5 feet of decorating, and it's probably going to be that Douglas. And that will be set up that week, so they have that window of the 12th through the 20th for decoration. And they need to reserve. Okay, let's have a deadline though for reserving. We can't,
Mhm.
5 are already reserved.
I know.
3,
Yeah,
4,
you know what?
5.
More than that, because I have some people came to me
Well,
already.
see,
Yeah.
Western, the
Yeah.
theater wants one,
Other
see, they're coming to
Yeah.
me too,
Yeah.
so.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah. So
I'd say there's 10 out right
At
now.
least.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dragonfly. Dragonfly, I'll do it.
Here we
I
are,
know.
July, August, mid-September. What do you think? After school starts, or the end of September?
The bookwork is more your, I mean,
Gosh, I don't even, I mean,
I think we just say through September.
yeah, I'd say the end of September and then we can kind of gauge
See
it
if
at
there's
the
still
beginning of
some-
September.
see how
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
going, make sure
Yeah.
we're on the
But
right
it's
page.
first come, first
Like-
served, and the check is in the mail. The check received actually holds the tree, holds the
Right.
planter. Maybe there's some way that we can actually get numbers or something on those planters too. So we'll label them and have numbers so that someone says,
That would make sense.
I'm reserving planter number blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, that's what I'll work with Bill on. We'll find some way of just putting a stake or something in there.
Right now, the flowers are so beautiful,
Oh.
you can't even,
Yeah.
Oh my
Everything. I
gosh.
drove through town the other day and
it's really
wow,
nice.
They're huge
Yeah,
this
they're
year,
looking
and
really
just
good.
everything
Yeah.
looks wonderful.
And now that it's so hot, they're gonna.
They're gonna
dry out.
shrivel up a little bit.
But it's
guys-
cool enough for Wednesdays.
What
Yeah,
happens?
by Wednesday.
So who's watering? How's that working right now? Who's
Kathleen's,
Yeah, Matt, I can't remember his last name. Do you remember? He works for KCR, but he's using the city community service workers.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so he's doing a good job keeping up with it, like 3 times a week. Even if he only has 1 worker or 0 workers, he'll do it himself. But 3 times a week is good for June, but it's not good for July.
So we're
so the
trying to
merchants
get-
are trying to, yeah,
To
a
get
lot of the
it
merchants are doing
so
a good job.
I do 5 trees, Robin took 2. I mean, our block
Yeah,
is
but
pretty.
your block is good.
Yeah, our block is
Carter's
good.
I just had him adopt a couple more planters.
Yeah, well,
so.
if you can get past the 8-foot tomato plants
I know.
he has,
It's okay.
I'm not kidding.
Sunflower. I saw some big
Sunflowers.
sunflowers out
Well, he's got
there.
Yeah,
sunflowers, but
he's
he's
got
got
sunflowers.
tomatoes out there too.
Yeah, it's tomatoes
Yes.
and sunflowers.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
well,
certain ones
whatever.
are,
It's got a lot of nasturtiums. Those are pretty.
So if you need tomatoes, just come downtown. It's better than a couple years ago when someone came in and said, Bob, you have pot in your plant. I had marijuana growing.
Oh, my.
Someone wanted.
How did that happen?
They put a plant in my front. I didn't know what it was. I was watering it.
Oh my God.
It had a marijuana plant.
Who's the they?
It was about
Who's they?
Oh
3
my
years
gosh.
ago.
I didn't know that was going
That
on
was
downtown.
really cute of them.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what?
But he beats the, well, anyway, that's
Oh,
okay.
Okay, well, this is good.
Yeah.
So next month, we'll just meet again and see how things are going.
The date on next
So what is the
month?
date on that flyer? Do I need to, because the library has a really great magician coming for our holiday show. We're excited, instead of the puppet show.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing a holiday magic show.
Can you just send
It's
it?
really good. Yeah, I'll just send it to you.
Well, how soon should we can't even contact the choirs to get schools back in session, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they all want to come back, so,
yeah, just send the information.
okay.
We'll start putting it together.
Okay.
So,
So we can put, what we can do is put highlights in our utility billing thing. There may be a little room for that.
Okay.
And then we can mention whoever gives information early.
Okay.
yeah. So the 20th is the next one, August?
I talked with Al yesterday, by the way, on the sleigh, and he said that he's been in touch with Bill, but the date hasn't been confirmed with Al, and I told him it's always the first Saturday in December. And so he is just needing that confirmed. Can I
Okay.
confirm that to him at my meeting tonight, or will Bill confirm it with him?
When I talk to Bill, I'll find out. Confirm date.
To pick up the sleigh?
To pick it up. Yeah, Al said he's gonna spruce it up a little bit.
Oh, good, because last time he said it needed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's loaning it out every weekend in December.
Is he?
Jeez.
Wow.
Okay.
That's great.
I'll find out from Bill.
Yeah, Lakewood Fire Department does 3 weekends back to back on an event for all kids.
Oh, really? Lakewood?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Lakewood.
cool. Oh. Yeah, the 20th is the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
coming in the summertime. It's very cool.